Go show me which one is green. Good. All right, who else? You want to go?
Bye-bye.
Three again. 1, 2, 3. One.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to The Gathering. I am David Ault, and it's always an honor to have you here. Those first couple of minutes that you saw is a little bit of a montage of 19 years' work of intention. And in Cambodia, the beginning of my foundation and the work that we do there, and I want to invite you to come with me. I'm going to be leaving to go at the end of October, around October 25th, 26th, and we will be there for about 10, 11 days through November the 5th, and I want to take you. I want to show you one of the ancient wonders of the world, Angkor Wat. Nothing like it. It's breathtaking. I want to give you an immersive experience of the Cambodian culture, go through villages, all the things that are beyond just normal tourism, but it is an immersive experience that we call a voluntour, because you get to volunteer, be caught up in, see the village life, be with the children of our schools, find the various projects that need to be attended to, as well as see some amazing things. I think it's the best of both worlds, and I've had more than 200 people go with me over these years. And every single one of them have a pivotal, visceral, life-changing moment. And I want you to come. Don't know how many times we'll continue to be able to do this as our work expands across the globe. But this one trip, I can guarantee you, is quite special. So look in the comments, look in the description of this video if you're interested, and let me know if I can answer any questions. And so I'm taping this on Father's Day weekend. And it is days like this when I often reflect upon my career as a minister, as a platform minister, and what am I going to say on these types of days that hasn't been said before. So I do a little creative exercise in my mind, and I say, what wants to come through me this Father's Day? And I go with, telling you the truth, I go with the first thing that comes. So what came was the word masculine. And this is not going to be a discourse on masculine, feminine. It is going to be a back to basics with regards to how the word masculine is used in the creative process. The creative process is a term that describes thought coming into form. And it's a term used in many different fields of studies, but in spirituality, in metaphysics, the creative process is a beautiful, simplistic understanding that too oftentimes is forgotten. And so where does masculine fit into that? So you start this way. Back to basics. Are you ready? All right. So, class, there is one mind. So when you hear that, how do you interpret that? We're not talking about an organ like the brain. So we're not saying there's one brain or one mind, and that doesn't reside inside of my physical head. We're talking about consciousness, the indefinable absolute, the all, the infinite, source, life itself. Some people call it God. That field is a field of what? Infinite potentiality. And you are absorbed in that. I am absorbed in that. What's the good news about that? Well, if I am born and indoctrinated into a victim mindset, which all of us have big portions of that, the way that we break free from the cycle, our own life cycle of victimhood, and also our generational cycle of victimhood, is to do what we call reclaiming our awareness and our use of this particular principle. Because why? Because you've always been a part of one mind. There's never a time, even in the depths of the most darkest forgetfulness, you've never been cast out of the one mind. So part of the Genesis story is you've never been cast out of the garden. It's an allegory of thought and thinking that we've been cast out of the garden, but you never have. And so metaphysics and the study of the creative process is a beautiful thing because it's a reclamation. I get to reclaim my divinity. And now what do I do with that? So here's where masculine comes in. And these are just terms, okay? So when you think about birth, like what's required of human birth, there has to be seed, there has to be the womb, and from that, there is an embryo that formulates into an infant. No one escapes that particular formula. Did you hear me? No one escapes or bypasses that particular formula. It's the same with the creative process metaphysically or spiritually in the individual. The seed is that which represents the masculine component of consciousness. And so one mind, ready? So one mind, two aspects of this one mind. One mind, two aspects of this one mind. So what's the first aspect? The first aspect is the masculine aspect, which is to choose. I choose from the part of my mind which is the surface part of my mind. So that's the part that is influenced by the five senses. You know, I'm looking out here right now out of my kitchen window, and there's a lot of sun. It's beautiful. And so I'm making choices based upon what I see, based upon the sun, based upon all that. We make choices based upon what we hear. We make choices based upon what we see, what we smell, what we touch. And so we're very, very, very much led in the finite nature of being human, with our choices being. I choose so much based upon the noise that I hear. Gossip, news, fighting, static. I mean, it's just incredible how I formulate choices based upon just, right? So that means that masculine piece, those seeds are being received by the feminine part of the creative process, which is the deeper mind, or the inside, or the subconscious. Now here's the thing. That feminine part of the creative process accepts whatever it is that you give it. It is called impartial. or impersonal. It does not say, are you sure you want to choose that thought? Or, no, that's not a good idea. Let me, stop this right now because that's not going to serve you. It just, you know, I hate saying it this way because people get misinterpreted with the masculine, feminine, but the feminine just obeys whatever it is you choose. It's impartial. Why is that so important to know? Because that's the free will component of it. You get to choose, you get to plant, you get to take the however many seeds of thought, choice, energy that you want, and the soil just goes, okay. So it's impartial. So that's the second aspect. The second aspect is the feminine just goes, okay, whatever, if that's what you're going to do. And then from those two things, what happens? There is a form. There is a matched manifestation to the energy that started in the creative process. And so I thought, yeah, we always need to hear this because I'm still walking around complaining about form, about things. But when was the last time that I went back to the basics? When was the last time that I thought, hey, wait a minute, I have some say here with regards to the way or to what it is that I'm dwelling upon and repeating in terms of seed planting. So I was having lunch with a friend yesterday, and she and I were talking about bodies and aging and all of that kind of stuff. And we were talking about dementia, and we were talking about all the landscape of challenges that people are going through. And all of the repercussions of these things like home health care and the healthcare system and people's financial, stability and whatnot. So it's big, deep discussion. And we realized that oftentimes that noise and the overwhelming experience of all of that is affecting the seeds that we're planting. And sometimes the seeds that we're planting are based on fear and prevention, like, oh, we want to keep that away, rather than saying, I love my body. I love my body. I am so happy and thankful that my body every single day gets me from A to Z. I love my mind. I love the sharpness of my mind. I'm so grateful for my ability to think, for clarity and the way in which it wants to co-create with me. And we were reminding each other that that is as important and as valuable as taking vitamins, as exercising. That when we go back to the creative process spiritually, that to be able to participate, collaborate consciously in praise, in adoration, and in deep reverence and love for the vehicle that we've been given in this lifetime, then we can circumvent and we can become more in harmony with the form and the way in which all of this is going to operate. But, it's tricky. It's nuanced because I don't want to do it out of fear. I don't want to go, oh my God, look at all these things that are happening. I want to do it from a genuine place of devotion and love and thankfulness. And maybe I might have to start with a little bit of fear. But if I keep going and I just keep loving and honoring, and it becomes an accustomed part of my daily routine, then what I am doing is I am becoming very conscious about the masculine part of the creative process and the way in which I'm planting seeds. I'm going to stop blaming other people. I'm going to cease the judgments and the retaliation energy and the toxicity that is so much a part of the unconscious planting of seeds. And there's your Father's Day message. It's all about the fact that you are in charge of the masculine use and the masculine participation and application of your own creative process. So say with me, I love and appreciate my body. every aspect of it. Thank you. Thank you for what you're trying to communicate to me. Thank you for everything that you've done to get me to this point. How can I love you more? How can I love you better? How can I serve you better? I want to plant seeds. I want you to say, I'm grateful for my mind. I'm grateful for the innate discernment and wisdom that I have inside of me. I'm grateful for perception and clarity. I'm grateful for the ability to see and to formulate and to choose wisely. I'm grateful to be able to know the difference between conscious and unconscious. And I'm just so thankful that somehow, some way in this space-time continuum, I am here in this moment participating with this message and acting upon it accordingly. Thank you. Thank you, incarnation. Thank you, body. And then go off about your business. Will you do that with me? Will you give yourself that gift? So, happy Father's Day. Come with me to Cambodia. Write me if you have any questions. Much, much love.